Welcome to the SBR Double Play, the NHL Double Play, your SBR NHL Play of the Day video. I'm Ian Cameron. Unfortunately today, minus Adam Booth, who is not going to be with us today. Also not going to be with us for the week, from what he's told me. Unfortunately, he's dealing with some issues behind the scenes. We're going to have him back. He's coming back. Don't get me wrong. We'll have him back on the show next Tuesday. Speaking of which, we have a programming note to mention today on the show. It's a situation where we are going to have no show Thursday. There are only 2 games taking place in the NHL this Thursday. I'm assuming that's due to Halloween. That's just my guess. I don't know why the NHL is all that concerned about it, but unfortunately, because Thursday is usually this day where you've got 8, 9, 10 games on the card, and unfortunately, you only have 2 on Thursday. So we're going to do this show on Friday instead. At same time, 10:15 a.m. Eastern time. So this week we will be doing Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday editions of the Play of the Day video, and then we'll be back to our normal 3-day-a-week schedule next week, back to Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and Adam should be back with me by then. All right, so we're just me today. Adam has not sent me his play again. He's dealing with a lot of stuff behind the scenes, but he is going to have a play. He's going to send it to me. When he's got it for you, I will retweet it. I will post it on Twitter at Bobano. You should already be following me. My name is on the screen there, Ian Cameron at Bobano. You definitely should be following me with that. So when Adam has his play locked and loaded for today, I will post it on Twitter. I've already got mine locked and loaded, and we're going to let you know about it right here and right now. Again, courtesy of SBRodds.com. The current lines for the game that I have circled for Play of the Day. Again, SBRodds.com should be using that resource every single day. Best lines, best prices. To make sure you get those in every sport, check out SBRodds.com. Plus, they give you these great matchup pages, which are an incredible resource to have at your disposal. Help you break down the games and handicap the games as well. Weather updates, great tool to use on a daily basis, SBRodds.com. And if you go to SBRodds.com, you'll see that the game that I'm going to use for Play of the Day tonight, which is the Winnipeg Jets taking on the Anaheim Ducks, which has Anaheim at minus 112, minus 115, home favorites, total 5.5. Shaded to the over slightly, minus 115 to minus 120 right now in most spots. We haven't talked, or at least when I've had a Play of the Day in the past here on these NHL Play of the Day videos, haven't talked a lot about particular trends that exist for a reason. Trends that, are successful. They're bet on trends. They're bet against trends, but they are trends that make a ton of sense when you think about them. And the trend that I'm going to bring up here in this Winnipeg-Anaheim game is, how do teams do following playing in Las Vegas against the Golden Knights? And if you're familiar with how teams have been performing after playing in Vegas, the following game they have not played well. And that is a pretty massive understatement when you actually break down the numbers and see what the results have been for teams after playing in Vegas. And it's understandable to see why, or to think why teams would, not have their best game and best effort after playing in Vegas. It's maybe maybe you have a little bit more fun, maybe you have a little bit more enjoyment when you're on a road trip in Vegas playing there, as say Detroit or, Nashville or Florida or Carolina, name this place. It's Las Vegas for a reason. It's the entertainment capital of the world for a reason. And there has been and it's not short term. This has been ever since the Golden Knights have basically entered the NHL. We have seen a situation where teams have really struggled the following game when they played in Vegas in their previous game prior to that. And the results bear that out. Teams in the following game after playing the Golden Knights in Vegas, so far, 29 and 59. That's a straight up record. That's on the money line, 29 and 59, and that includes 0 and 6 this year. And the latest, of course, was Anaheim. They played I think it was Colorado, actually. Yes, it was Colorado. My bad. It was Colorado. I'm trying to get that correct. Colorado was in Vegas Friday night. It was probably their best game of the season. 6-1 win for the Colorado Avalanche against the Vegas Golden Knights on Friday night. They played great. If you watch that game, they were dominant throughout that hockey game. They were clearly the better of the two teams. There's no question about that. But right after that game in Vegas, Colorado turns around, plays at home against Anaheim on Saturday night. And it was a flat performance. It was not a great performance. Mistakes, penalties, sloppy play defensively, and the Colorado Avalanche end up going down to defeat to the Anaheim Ducks following that game in Vegas. That's just one of many examples where teams, after playing in Vegas, have not played well the next game out. Again, 29-59 is the record, including a 0-6 winless this year for teams in the following game after playing in Vegas. 0-6. So we're looking at a situation here where, to me, that's the spot that Anaheim fits into here tonight in this game as they take on the Vegas Golden Knights, as they take on the Winnipeg Jets, I should say. Anaheim played in Vegas on Sunday night, lost 5-2. Now, bad loss. You would think they want to get that out of their system, but Anaheim, to me, is a team that's overachieved a little bit. Like, I think a lot of us thought there's a potential that the Anaheim Ducks might be an improved hockey team this year. They've certainly looked that way so far. I don't want to completely, downplay what they've done so far. I mean, they're 7-6, they're 4-1 at home. But to me, they've overachieved a little bit. They've gotten some unexpected offensive contributions that you not necessarily were expecting from this team early in the season. Sam Steele, Troy Terry, guys like that. To step up. Of course, this is a team that's tried to get younger, tried to get faster, and it has worked, but it's still a very young team. It's a team that I think's played a little bit over their heads to this point. And of course, as I mentioned, they're coming off that game in Vegas against the Golden Knights on Sunday night. And as I mentioned, teams after playing in Vegas, 29-59, including 0-6 this year in their next game. And they're taking on a Winnipeg Jets team tonight that's coming off a big comeback win in the Heritage Classic outdoor game in Regina, Saskatchewan. Beautiful setting, by the way. Just absolutely fantastic backdrop that was. They beat Calgary 2-1. Snapped a little bit of a funk for Winnipeg. They were 1-4 in 5 games prior to that win over the Winnipeg Jets, or over the Calgary Flames, I should say, on Saturday. Good win for Winnipeg, and I think they're a little bit healthier too than the Anaheim Ducks going into this game. You look at Winnipeg from an injury perspective. Patrick Laine, there was some doubt that he may not be good to go tonight, but it looks like he's been upgraded to probable. And then you look at the injury situation for Anaheim. They could be down a couple of key players, 2 guys that also didn't play the other night when they lost in Vegas. And Hampus Lindholm on the blue line, one of their more experienced, reliable defensemen. A situation where, I think you get a guy that plays a lot of minutes, plays in all situations, all of a sudden not playing. For this Anaheim Ducks team, and Andre Kasha, who's actually been one of their better scorers, better forwards up front, top 6 forward consistently for this Ducks team, also questionable for this game tonight. 2 guys they dearly missed Sunday. You could tell the offense took a hit. You could tell their transition game. Lindholm's very good puck moving as well, and you could see their transition game sort of took a hit as well. The Anaheim Ducks in that game against the Vegas Golden Knights. So they didn't have Hampus Lindholm. They didn't have Andre Kasha in that game. It's a concern they might not have either one of those guys tonight. Winnipeg, to me, this price before the season started, I think you would have said it, with the Winnipeg Jets would look very cheap. Obviously, Winnipeg's underachieved. Anaheim's overachieved. I think there's going to be a little bit of a balancing act coming. I think Winnipeg's probably got some better hockey in them. And it wouldn't surprise me to see Anaheim, have a little bit of regression, to be honest with you. I mean, this is not a team I expected to be just, winning games left and right early in the season. We finally are seeing Anaheim slow down a bit. Anaheim just 1-4 in their last 5 games entering tonight. They lost to Calgary. They got blown out at Nashville. They lost at Dallas, and Dallas has been struggling most of the season. They lost at Vegas. The only win was at Colorado when Colorado played in Vegas the night before against the Golden Knights. And again, Colorado fell into that same bet against spot that I think Anaheim falls into tonight. You're playing after playing in Vegas. You just don't play well. You're rarely do you play a strong hockey game. The results bear that out. I mean, that's not a fluke. When we're talking 29-59 all time for teams in a game after playing in Vegas, there's something to that. And that is obviously the case here for the Anaheim Ducks tonight. And I still think Winnipeg, match up the rosters of these two teams. I know Winnipeg, as I've mentioned in past videos, we've gotten involved with Winnipeg games, particularly from a totals perspective. Their defense has been banged up. It's a very young blue line. They've had growing pains there. Anaheim is the kind of team that you can sort of get through a game with these young defense, because to me, Anaheim's not an offensive juggernaut. And I give the Jets credit. They played a really good defensive game the other night against Calgary in the outdoor game in the Heritage Classic. I thought it was one of their better games collectively from that Winnipeg blue line, and I think it gives them confidence going into this game tonight. We don't have goalies yet for this game, but I will say this is a play for me on the Winnipeg Jets, plus 100. That's my play of the day for this Tuesday, October 29th card. This is a play on Winnipeg regardless of who's in net for the Jets, or for the Ducks for that matter. I mean, obviously we know how good John Gibson is for Anaheim, but he's looked a little human of late. They've not played as well in front of him of late. And when you look at his win-loss record overall, Gibson on the season, 4-6. So 2.52 goals against, 923 save percentage, looks pretty good. But the 4-6 win-loss record, it's indicative of, you can't have just the goalie show up to play for you. There's other elements to your team. Obviously, the goalie's important, but your defense has to play well. You have to get timely goal scoring. Your special teams has to be strong. You can't turn the puck over. And those have been some of the issues that have been plaguing Anaheim in those various areas of late. So you give me a good spot here with Winnipeg. I think they're trying to get on a roll. They had a nice confidence-inducing win against Calgary to snap a losing streak. I think they come into this game with confidence. And again, Anaheim falls into that bad money-burning, brutal role where they're playing a game following being in Vegas in their last game. And again, teams are 29-59 in their next game after playing in Vegas, and that includes 0-6 this season for teams in their following game after playing in Vegas. So for me, my NHL play of the day for this Tuesday, October 29th card will be the Winnipeg Jets, which you can get at plus 100 still at Heritage Sports, even money price tag on the Winnipeg side. I think they'll roll into the pond in Anaheim. I don't know if they still call it the pond. It used to be the Arrowhead Pond. If you're a old school hockey fan and better, you know that it used to be called the Arrowhead Pond in Anaheim long time ago when they first came into the league as a franchise. But of course, it's been the Honda Center now for a long time. But nevertheless, I still like to call it the pond. And I think Winnipeg will skate onto that pond with the W tonight. Winnipeg Jets plus 100 against Anaheim for my play of the day. As you can see, record overall still profitable. Believe I've dropped my last two, though, plays of the day. So we need a slump buster. I think the Winnipeg Jets can be that slump buster at even money here tonight against Anaheim. So again, 5-4 plus 1.14 units on the season for me with the play of the day. Hopefully we can get back in the win column tonight, courtesy of the Winnipeg Jets. That's going to wrap it up. Again, Adam Booth will be back next week. We will be doing our next video Friday, not Thursday, Friday this week, 10:15 a.m. Eastern time. We will be breaking down the card. It's a much bigger slate on Friday this week. So our next NHL double play show, play of the day video coming up on Friday, 10:15 a.m. Eastern time. I'll be back with you. Don't you miss it. Thanks to everyone for watching. Appreciate it. Good luck with all of your wagers on the Tuesday night NHL card, and we'll see you again on Friday for our next